What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrench Avengers. Today we'll be putting the cylinder head together and the cylinder head on top of the block. I don't know why I did hand motions like that. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get the valves out. I've already got a handful of these out, but as you can see, they're pretty crusty. You can see that they're pretty crusty. So I'm going to take all these out, get them cleaned up, and while I'm at it, I'm actually going to work on getting the valve stem seals out and replace those. So yeah, I guess we'll just go. So this is one of the reasons why I'm taking them out. If you can see just how caked up with carbon this is, it's pretty disgusting. So I'm gonna dunk all of these, just soak them in some like full strength simple green for, I don't know, quite a while probably, and just probably have to do some scraping, maybe some cleaning up with a wire wheel, and just get them all around cleaned up. I've got them attached to a piece of cardboard so they go back in the same place that they came out of, so that I should hopefully have no sealing issues. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. Let's get them soaking. So as you can see, I got the valves cleaned up, and as well got the head cleaned up and the new valve stem seals put in. I don't know if I already mentioned this or not, just in case. If you guys have not gotten yourself some valve seal pliers, do yourself a favor and get yourself some, because it's impossible to do this job without them. Like, not impossible, it just really freaking sucks. They're like 11 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the doobly-doo. So, with this side all cleaned up, I actually went ahead and also cleaned up this side, the gasket side, which is actually really messy right now. Don't ask me how I cleaned up this surface, because as you can see, it's nice and shiny surface. Well, I didn't do it the way you're supposed to do it. So if I have head gasket issues, this is why. I'm not going to tell you how I cleaned it up, because I don't want to spread any kind of misinformation. I know I didn't do it the right way. It really should have gone to a machine shop. I'm just too cheap and lazy to do that. I say lazy, I did a ton of work on this to make it nice, but I'm too cheap, and I needed it done right now. So the surface is nice and smooth, not quite mirror finish, but it's pretty close. It's looking pretty good. But yeah, so I think now with that, we're ready to start putting everything back together. Okay, instead of watching me flounder trying to put these on for like an hour, let's go ahead and just skip on ahead. take this guy and dump all of our shit out. Okay? Now there's O-rings on the bottom of this that need to be replaced. So you're gonna have one goofy one like this, and then 3 just regular round ones. And then you gotta make sure that you orientate this correctly, so you don't put it on there wrong. Okay. I'm a fucking retard. I had it on there right the first time. Alright. I may look up the torque spec for those and actually torque them down, but for now it's good enough. Let's go ahead and put this cam gear back on. And he actually gets torqued to 14 pounds. I'm a torque wrench right now, so I'll do it later. Alright. For now, we'll just call that the head assembled. I guess the next thing we're going to do is start putting the head on the block and getting all that put together. So, let's go do that. Bye tomorrow. Okay, so here I think we're going to get ready to get this block put together. I got ARP head studs. Not that I really need them, I don't guess. Could have just used stock ones. But considering I could have head gasket issues, because why wouldn't I? I figure it's a good idea, and they're really not that expensive. These are supposed to be the right ones. They say for D16 Z6 or D16A, as in like A6. But this isn't one of those, so I'm just gonna assume it'll work. We'll try it, see what happens. If it doesn't work, I can do the dirty and just reuse the factory ones or something. Okay, got all these ran in. This one is the only one I have concerns about because of how much taller he sits. It's possible I'll have, too much space here, and I won't be able to use them. So we'll just try it and see what happens. Grab the head gasket. So I went with like a Z6 Y8 style multi-layer head gasket. I like them better. Yeah, put it on the right direction. I like them better than the shitty cloth ones. And I got one like this that came with my rebuild kit, but I don't believe in using eBay head gaskets, but it's a cloth one or whatever the fuck it is. Some kind of a composite, yeah, not cloth, composite. I don't like them, so. Okay, please excuse the AC, it's really hot. Anyway, got the gasket surface cleaned up, and we'll go ahead and put them down. Dowels go in. There we go. And we're seated down. It looks like this one here in the back's actually going to work just fine. And we have plenty of thread on it. Let's get it bolted down. Ah. Is that like a Marble Madness sound I just made? Whenever your marble falls and breaks. Ah. scared me. It turned over a little bit. Oh, I'm really worried I'm gonna strip this block. Okay, you're scaring me. I have to get this one. Okay, it went. Scared me, man. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. This is out of order because that one scared me, so hold on. Like, you'll be tightening and then you'll feel it loose and you're like, shit, did it just turn over? This block's old and used. It's had a couple different heads on it and stuff, so. Also doesn't help that my torque wrench doesn't break away, it just beeps. A lot of people don't like that. I'm not a big fan either. I probably need to come around this way. There. Torque 3 equal steps to 60, so 20 foot-pounds, 40 foot-pounds, 60 foot-pounds. Okay, now that we got the head on, both the block and the head are at top dead center. You can see here, and this guy here. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the front of the block together and the back of the block together. I think I'll speed this along. You guys have seen this before. Plus, I don't really want Mr. Aziz to give me another speech.
Joe's 29-minute guarantee is a promise, man.
Go!
I just want to specify a couple of things. First thing I want to specify is, some of you may have noticed this barb on the black box here. And basically what that is, I don't like running PCV valves. To me, the idea of recirculating the oil back through the intake and burning it, I don't like that. Oil will reduce the octane level of the fuel, and as if the amount of ethanol in it isn't garbage enough, it's best not to. So I don't like running that. So I won't. So the next thing is the oil idiot light location. It's empty. I don't intend to run an idiot light. I'm going to run a gauge. I just don't have the gauge yet, so I'm just going to leave that open. That can be done with it in the car. It's easiest with it out of the car, but it can be done with it in. So I'm going to see about, probably just get my hose ran out of there at some point, but I got to get it. I haven't decided if I'm going mechanical or electronic, whatever, doesn't matter. Third thing is, the intake manifold that it originally had was this. This was a dual point injection, DPFI, and it's basically like a throttle body injection. The injectors are inside the throttle body. I don't really want to run this because it's garbage, so I'm swapping to MPFI. And when I do that, I will be switching to this intake manifold, which looks like it was off of a D16A6, just kind of a regular style intake. It has OBD0 injectors. I'll actually be swapping those for OBD1 or OBD2 injectors, since I'll be going to OBD1 whenever I do the MPFI swap, the multi-point fuel injection. Gives it a little bit more power, and in theory, economy should be a little bit better as well. So. Whoop. Okay, so I've got the OBD0 injectors out. That's what they look like, just like this. I had my buddy James send me a set of OBD1 injectors, just D16 Z6 injectors. Just be the easiest to use, no problem. And at least I knew for a fact that they were 240cc as opposed to 190cc. The problem is one of them that he sent me has this crack in it, and I'm not really comfortable using it, and I don't have any others. So I'm going to use OBD2 injectors that look like this. I'm 99% sure they came off a D16Y8, meaning that they were in fact 240cc, as opposed to being, that's still got a gasket on him, as opposed to being, 190cc off like a Y7. The thing is, they all have this little cap on them, just this little cap here. So I have to take this little cap off, and then they'll be good. They'll look more like, I guess, they'll look more like this once that cap's off. So get that cap off, and we can put the new injectors in and continue on our merry way. And so this is how I decided to leave the engine for the day. I will get back to it next week and hopefully be getting the engine inside the car. I gotta do a little bit of wiring work first and get the engine inside, and then got a little bit more wiring work to do, and after that we should be about ready to start it up. So stay tuned, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike the video, give it a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe, check out my Instagram, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.